Okay, so if you've been waiting like I've been waiting, last night, How to Get Away with Murder came back on. So if you remember the, Keating 5, all had something to do with the murder of Annalise Keating's husband. So this episode opens up to where Annalise is very well aware that Gibbons was the one who killed her husband because he was attacking Rebecca. She's very well aware of that. But she's like, we got to get this body out of the house. She starts giving Gibbons instructions. She says, basically, we have to remove the body from this house. We have to burn the body for the DNA, so the DNA is not recognizable. Then we have to take the remains and discard them. So she basically gave him the plan of what they need to do to get rid of Sam's body. So all the while that's happening, fast forward to last night's show, she's being questioned about the murder, and she's answering the questions like, I came home, I went over a friend's house, I slept with the guy who I've been sleeping with and cheating on my husband with. I mean, alibi was rock solid, and I don't know where he is. He's missing. When I came home, he was not there. I mean, played it to a T. So, like I said, again, she had instructed her students on what to do as far as taking the body, burning it, discarding it. So the students are all worried at this point in time. It's like 5 law students, first year law students, and they're like flipping out like, somebody knows we've murdered somebody, So they're all going to be interviewed and questioned with respect to Sam Keating's disappearance. So, they all get questioned and they're all standing around looking, paranoid and things of this nature. So, out of nowhere comes the prosecutor. Now, keep in mind, the prosecutor, tall, skinny, Caucasian lady, she comes in Annalise's house, and she's basically like, she accuses Annalise of this, her husband missing as a ploy for her to win the case. As far as with respect to Rebecca, so Annalise is like, look, my husband is missing. What are you coming here accusing me of this for? And the prosecutor, she's like, you know what? You're just trying to win. This is a scam. Just coming to basically antagonize her in the middle of what was going on. So, pan out of there, and Annalise tries to apologize to Rebecca and says to Rebecca that she's going to get the charges dropped against Rebecca, because all the while I think Annalise thought Rebecca was, had something to do with the murder, or I don't know exactly what her feelings were towards Rebecca, but Annalise didn't really like Rebecca. So Rebecca asks, go back over to another scene. Rebecca's asking Gibbons, like, why are you not freaking out, like, about this whole situation and scenario? And he's like, he's just cool. He's like, I don't have a reason to freak out. So basically, Annalise's method is going to be, she's going to prove that her husband, Sam Keating, is the one who murdered Lila, and that will ensure that Rebecca, the charges against her are dropped. So she goes through and teaches basically her students how she's going to prove that her husband was the one who murdered Lila. She's going to prove motive. She's going to prove means. The motive being that Lila was pregnant with Sam's baby. The means being that he traveled to Philadelphia and came back to Kappa Theta House, which was Lila's sorority where her body was found. So this was her whole thing that she was trying to do, Annalise, in order to get Rebecca off. She had to prove that her now missing but actually dead husband is the one who killed Lila. I mean, it was just really epic how she did it, even to the point to where in class one day she tells a story that's very similar to how the Keating 5 killed the husband. She tells a very similar story about 4 students or 4 people who, in a convenience store, the convenience clerk ends up dead. Tells a very similar story, and she wants all the students to write an analytical essay in 90 minutes on how to get all of the students off from being charged with murder, or what defenses that they would what they would come up with. Very brilliant, very brilliant. So basically, she gets the DNA results of the baby that Lila was carrying. She finds out that it was Sam's. And she's actually happy because this supports her case and supports motive of why he was the one who actually killed Lila versus Rebecca. So she's happy. And I think his name is Fred. Was it Fred, or what's the guy? The guy who works with her with the beard. Fred's like, you're a little too happy to find out that your husband had gotten another woman pregnant. So basically, Annalise tells him everything. Annalise trusts him. Why? I don't really know. Because if I knew who committed murder and I helped them carry out this plan, I'm not going to tell anyone, to be honest. Because you never know how they can come back and use that information against you. So, to make a long story short, she gets the charges thrown out against Rebecca. And so now they're focusing more so on the husband, who they think is missing, but who is actually dead. So that is also stirring up a pot over there on how to get away with murder. And it's actually pretty good. And I think this season is going to be really, really epic. So, let's see. After she's gotten the case dismissed against Rebecca, they all walk out. And they all are, excited and happy. And Annalise is like, she goes to the restroom. She's a train wreck at this point in time. She's in the stall crying. Two other ladies, colleagues, lawyers, or whatever, come into the bathroom. And they're talking about what Annalise just did, which was basically get Rebecca off, but throw her own husband up under the bus. So they were like, she's an animal. No, she's worse than an animal. Who does that? Who throws their husband up under the bus? They were just going in on Annalise. So she comes out of the bathroom. And first of all, their face hit the floor because the person you talking about just came out the bathroom. And Annalise goes and washes her hands. And she looks at both of them. And that look said, she didn't say it, but that look said it. So, it was awesome. I really enjoyed this episode of How to Get Away with Murder. And it seems like next episode, Sam's sister is coming and has her 2 cents to put into this whole little scenario. So we'll see how that goes down. But yeah, again, I've enjoyed How to Get Away with Murder. I've enjoyed Scandal. I don't really watch Grey's Anatomy, but I think this season, the remaining parts of this season, I think we've got 3 full episodes before the season finale of both of the shows. So I'm going to be watching, I'm going to be reviewing, and I'm going to be posting reviews for y'all. Any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. Hit me in my comment box. So till next time, giving you hugs from afar. This has been Tanisha.